Shall we look at the papers this morning? Clashes between government ministers and leaders in the north of England make the front page of today's Guardian. Discussions are being held about the possibility of further restrictions being imposed in Manchester and Lancashire.
The Times saying the capital is also on the brink of a local lockdown. The paper also claims that Boris Johnson is working on plans for a short circuit breaker lockdown, timed to coincide with half-term in England.
Meanwhile, the Telegraph reports that the Chancellor has warned another national lockdown could cause terrible harm. The paper says that ministers are anticipating a 2-week circuit break. That's to be announced on Friday.
And let's have a look at the Scotsman reporting on Nicola Sturgeon, urging Scots to think very carefully about travelling anywhere with a high infection rate. She's told Celtic and Rangers fans not to travel to England to watch Saturday's game.
What have you got?
OK, just from the inside pages, I introduced you to a phrase you may or may not know, which is an acoustic accelerometer.
Accelerometer?
So, do you know
so
what...
it makes the sound travel faster?
Well, all I know is that there's a device called an acoustic accelerometer, and it's been used to break down the sound of lions' roars in order that the computer algorithm can work out which roar is which. So every lion's roar, I suppose this makes sense in a way, is different.
Yes.
Individual to the lion.
Yes.
But in the past, only the lions themselves and other lions could work out which was which. But with the use of the acoustic accelerometer, they can work out from the computer where the lion is according to the sound it makes, because it breaks down the noise. And did you also know?
Who's using that?
Scientists. And
where are they using
the
it?
lion's roar is as loud as 114 decibels, which is approximately the same noise level as a chainsaw.
So I completely believe that because I've experienced it. I was lucky enough to go on safari earlier this year, and before all the travel restrictions. And we went on a night safari, and the lion was right as close as you are to our vehicle, and when it roared, I felt it vibrate through my body.
Did you say to yourself, that sounds louder than a chainsaw?
So the other story I've picked up that I thought you might be interested in is on the front page of the Times. It's a dog's life. So you have a dog, right? The personalities of dogs and their owners evolve in similar ways. So I'm quite keen, Charlie, for you to tell me how your personality is similar to your dog's.
What does it say about it in this survey?
Well, will you tell me if it works out with you and your dog?
Well, you can tell me what's in the survey first.
It shows how a dog's character changes over time, with different traits appearing to follow distinct trajectories, and similar patterns have been observed in people. So a dog's interest in solving problems, for instance, appears to rise until they reach middle age, which is about 6 years for a border collie. So let's use that. So when you reached middle age, did your curiosity or your interest in solving problems diminish?
What are we calling middle age?
Well,
beware what you next say.
Well, when you reach shall we say 40?
Oh, 40.
35, so when you reach that, did your interest in solving problems
increase?
Diminish?
Oh, no, I think it increased.
Did it?
I tell you what, it's still rattling around in my head in relation to surveys about dogs, is that the one that came out a little while ago saying that dogs don't recognise anyone's faces, that they're all just a blur. Do you remember that one? Do you remember that one, Nina? That's what they said, that they actually have no recollection of dogs' faces. All of us are just a blur. That's bothered me ever since I heard that.
Well, they respond to noise, don't they, more? Voices.
Well, to be honest, I thought it was faces as well, but there you go.
Have you heard the Vienna dog personality test?
Vienna?
The Vienna dog personality test. It measures 5 aspects. Friendliness with strangers. I think this could be applied to dog owners. I'm looking at you. It measures friendliness with strangers. How are you on that? Willingness to explore a new environment. How easily you're distracted by novelty. Problem solving, and how you react when frustrated. Well, and the way of frustrating a dog is placing food just out of reach. I'd be very keen. We'll test that with Charlie later. Nina, how do you think that's going to go?
Well, I was just thinking about what you were saying. I think I don't have a dog, but when I look at people who do have dogs, the personalities completely reflect the owners, don't they? Because it's like parents and kids, they are shaped by their owners.
Are you not just going on looks?
Well, has your dog got a similar haircut to you?
No. Sometimes they say that, don't they?
Has your dog got good fur?
Yes. Yes.
There you go. There's a similarity.